I'm Jennifer Angel. This is my horoscope overview for September for you, Libra. Now, right in your sign, later this month, we have a new moon. I love the new moon energy. It really just gives us an opportunity to reevaluate where we are. And right now, leading up to this point, you can do that because it's not until the 24th. The sun is going to move into your sign on the 23rd. And then when the sun and the moon are together, you've got that new moon energy. So it's a time where it opens up for new opportunities, and it's your annual new moon, so it signifies the next start of your solar phase. So you're entering a new phase for this next year. So this is a great time for you to reassess your goals, have a look at what goals you set at the start of the year. If you didn't, then this is a good time to do that. Goal planning is a very powerful thing. I like to do it in a journal. I mean, I do both. I have on the computer. I'm a cardinal sign like you. I'm a Capricorn. So all us cardinal signs like to get things down and plan and organize. So we're pretty organized sort of people in the processes that we do. But I like to do it in a journal because it's been proved now that when you write rather than type, it does open up, I think what they call it is more neural pathways. So there's benefits to writing it with a pen first, and it sort of takes the pressure off, having to sit at your computer and, spend, if you're like me, I spend so much time on my computer. The last thing I want to do at night after work is do more time at the computer. So get a little journal if you haven't already, and just write down your dreams, hopes, and wishes. I mean, it can be that informal, and it's a very powerful thing to do. And then you can review it, and because the reviewing is important, because what you think you want now, or even a month ago or at the start of the year, it can be different now because you're an individual. You have free will. You can change your mind anytime you want, Libra. Okay, nothing's set in stone. I mean, of course, there are other people to take into consideration in your life, particularly Libra's life, because you like to be connected to people. So there's always sort of a plus and minus with your goal setting, and it's nice to put aside all limiting thoughts and think, well, what would I do if I could do anything? I had no restrictions. What would I do? And that's a good place to start. But then, you might think, oh, I always wanted to sort of backpack around Europe and spend a year going off. Now, if you're in a permanent relationship, for instance, and that's not something they want to do, then you might want to alter that goal a little bit, because to do so may mean that you have to sever ties there, and you probably don't want to do that. So there's always a level of compromise. But as I said, a great place to start is to think, oh, if I could, what if? And start from that, and then start to sort of compromise, with the life that you have and the things that you don't want to let go. And then you get to a place where you feel comfortable with realistic goals that are also a little idealistic, okay? It's good to be a little idealistic as well. All right, so you've got like 3 weeks before that new moon, and I would start to do that exercise now, because as a Libra, you like to look at the pros and cons, and you like to sort of toss it up, sleep with it a few nights, and sort of see how you feel the next day. Now, also in your sign this month is Mercury, the communication planet. So communication and commerce moves in on the 2nd, there for most of the month, right through to the 27th. So this is a nice vibration where you can get discussions going, and that first discussion, as I said, is really with yourself. So have some solo time, schedule it in your calendar if that's what you need to do. Sometimes that's what we need to do, make a meeting with ourselves, meeting with self, okay? And if that's what you need to do, then certainly go ahead and do that. All right, let's have a look at relationships. excuse me, right opposite your sign in the solar 7th house, we've got the full moon here on the 8th of the month. Okay, so 8th of the month in New York and probably the 9th in some other areas of the world. Okay, you have to look that up. But the vibration of the new moon is right around this time anyway, and in that 7th house, it can shake up. Full moon energy can be a little unsettling. Let's not forget, it's the lunar moon. Lunar comes from the word lunatic, so yeah, people can get a little bit crazy around a full moon, okay, and it's to do with relationships. So if you've got some issues in your relationships on any level here, I mean, intimate certainly, but you know, any relationships, it's going to highlight it, okay? So it's going to bring it up so you can deal with it. Is it going to be confronting? Well, yeah, it can be a little bit, but you know, once you deal with something and clear the energy, then you don't have to go back and deal with it again. It's only when you sidestep it and push it down. And also, I realize that sometimes it's just not the right time to deal with sensitive issues, and that's fine too. But if you can, then you know, it's a good time to sort of clear the energy. If there's no issues in your life, lucky you, then you know, the full moon can just be a little bit unsettling, and that's it. You go about your day-to-day life. As I said, lucky you. Let's have that formula. Okay, all right, so let's have a look at the solar 2nd house. This is to do with money, possessions, love, as well. It's ruled by Venus, the 2nd house. We've got Mars in there for the first 2 weeks. Mercury's going to move in right at the end of the month, as I just mentioned, and the stability of planet, cautious planet Saturn, sober Saturn, is in there as well. Okay, so Mars, let's have a look at the dynamic between Mars and Saturn. Opposite energies here, because Mars wants to like rush forward and go ahead. Saturn wants to pull back, think things through, you know, what's going on, be a little bit cautious. When you put these energies together, if you keep that in mind, if you don't keep it in mind, it can be very frustrating, but if you keep it in mind that if you work with these energies together, they'll sort of keep things balanced. And you're Libra, so you know, we like balance, and it keeps things balanced in the way that if you keep into consideration that this 2nd house area is very much about money. It's very much about self-worth as well. So with these two polarized energies, it can stop you from getting involved with get-rich-quick schemes and really like racing away with unrealistic expectations. It's great to set your sights high, and Mars will help you do that. Mars helps you be motivated to bring things in and get things done. The Saturn brings it back to reality and makes you a little more cautious. So you see with these energies, if you work them together, then they can be, you know, really good. All right, let's have a look at, on the 2nd half of the month, Mars is going to move into your solar 3rd house. Okay, this helps you with communications. It gives like with Mercury in your sign, Mars in the solar 3rd house. Be careful that you're not saying something that you're going to later regret. You want to think it through, edit your words, but it can give you clarity of thought as well. Okay, so all in all, there's a lot going on this month, and there's a lot of great things going on, Libras. So harness that energy, work with it. Don't forget to do your goals, and I hope you have a fabulous month. Thanks for watching. I'm Jennifer Angel. Bye for now.